do agree that it's an echo chamber and you're kind of seeing similar content because the whole purpose is to get you to engage, to get more and more data. I think that the information is being allowed out in regards to the clinical trial. I think that's very deliberate. I think that anybody who has taken part has taken part. So to allow an awareness of the consequences, well, they don't know the long-term consequences, even if they have been testing this long-term in secret in human trials, they can't still gauge the consequences when it's let out to the general public. So they don't know, so they're allowing that information out there, and it's just another talking point. And everything is to not talk about, for the average person, if you go out and say to them about central bank digital currency. I was talking to somebody a few days ago, somebody I regard as clued in and very intelligent, never heard of central bank digital currency. So we're definitely being censored in regards to that. What was medical misinformation is now moving to economic disinformation, misinformation. What they're saying with how they're blocking you, they'll take, we know how fact checkers work, so they'll take one thing. So when you say that you don't have anonymity, they will say, oh no, you do, but it's just that the government knows. And you're like, well, that's who we don't want to know. So I think it's everything. They do not want the information about the economy to get out there. The next move is towards weather. And we've seen that very quickly, whereas we had the wee bars under what we're saying, you know, for the clinical trial, that's now coming up for weather manipulation, modification. Again, people think it's a conspiracy theory, but you type in any country, weather modification is actively in the open going on in over 50 countries. If you type in USA, weather modification, UK, weather modification, Australia, weather modification, into Google, which censors everything, it comes straight away. So that's what they're moving towards next, because they have to ramp up. Their last hope is this climate agenda, the zero net carbon, and it's already fallen apart on them. So they really need to act fast on that one. For me, we know voting doesn't work. It's to give us this illusion that we, you know, the illusion of democracy, that we actually have a choice or a decision to make when actually authority comes top down. So who we think that we have elected, first of all, there's only certain amount of people that will even get into that place, and their authority has come from the top down, not from the bottom up. But what we can do is vote with our money, because we still do have a level of autonomy towards where we spend our money. And that's why Vanguard are pulling out. And in America, BlackRock are being challenged legally, I think in 5 states, and then in a further 19. So this agenda is falling apart for them. What we need to know is they're going to regroup and come back harder at us. There's going to be a lot of people that, when they're cold and hungry, are going to very much agree to universal basic income, and that's the plan. That's where we're moving towards. I don't think that there's as many people aware right now. How could there be bread and circuses? How could they possibly be aware? It's if something, I don't have Netflix, I don't even have functioning TV. I would buy, if I want to watch something, I'd buy a box set and DVD that I choose. But you'll see the memes showing up if something's on trending on Netflix or whatever, and it's massive. That's what people are focused on. So yeah, I don't think that they're waking up to the degree, but getting the information out there ahead of time. People know that they were fooled over this past 2 years. Nobody likes to admit that they were fooled. So there's a percentage that are just still completely dedicated to it, but they know they're fools. So when you're kind of telling them this is the next one that they're coming up, yeah, they're going to think you're crazy, but then it's going to come up and they're going to see it and they're going to go, well, that person was right before. And that's maybe where we have the edge. In the end, freedom and free markets always win out. Their idea of these smart cities and 15-minute cities and getting everybody in and, you know, just giving them the basic rations, and like, whereas I say we were free range humans on a tax farm, they want us battery humans, you know, on our wee cages and just doing what they want us to do. Governments are inefficient and ineffective, and that's why socialism, etc., doesn't work in the end. There's always a pushback towards it because freedom is a natural instinct. And yes, we do have a generation now, and that's our generation, that want the freebies, you know, but there's no such thing. So when you're given universal basic income and you can stay at home and express yourself through the medium of dance or whatever it is that you're supposed to do, yeah, that's great. They're going to use that to wipe out the middle earners. Then when the middle earners are wiped out, well, who's going to do the work? Because if I could wave a magic wand and give everybody £1 million tomorrow, straight into their bank account, the majority of people aren't going to go to work. Why would they have £1 million? What are they going to do? Not work, they're going to consume. Within, let's say, be reasonable, be generous, 8 weeks, there's nothing left to consume. So then there's nobody working. Because if you don't produce, you can't consume. So universal basic income is not logical. We don't have the technology that they're speaking about, you know, that we can just all get robots to do everything for us. So when you get your universal basic income, and let's flash forward 2 years and 3 years, the middle class is 2030. Middle class is gone, middle earners. Go dig that ditch. I don't want to go dig the ditch. I'm, you know, living in a smart city, express myself through the medium of dance. Well, if you don't go dig the ditch, you don't get money. And that's the level of control. They can shut you out if you don't do what they say. And it's a trap. We're moving into the trap.